Is that
Okay, thank you.
no problem? Um, Also, let's see if I have any other specific. You can go to the school website and that'll have some of the data. So like this was so if I go to Wayne County Public Schools, and I went to, well, this right here has got a lot of like community resources and stuff. So all this, like Board of Education, you can go there and there's like committees, stuff like that, like different committees that they have. All that stuff is, you just have to play with it and like click on a bunch of these different things. But you said you're what, Carver? So then this is the school's website. It's got not a lot of information, but you could go to like staff resources. It's got policies, that's one of them. Media center resources, that kind of thing. So that's where you can get like the majority of that information. Like you can see, I don't have like a whole lot of information or anything, but when you get down here to your school and then classroom and stuff like that, that is based on your specific school, your specific class that you're in, and the students in that class.
All right.
So for my class, there was only 4 ELL students. There's 14 boys, 11 girls. There's no physical needs, that kind of thing.
Okay.
So that chart is pretty much like that one. This one isn't a hard chart to find.
No.
Right.
So that's the first, that's contextual factors, and that's going to be text box 1.1. So if you go back to this, you see that it's got a maximum of 2 pages. Mine, 2 pages. So then you would go down to step 1, and that's where this text box comes in. So you're going to answer these prompts, A, B, and C, based on your text box.
And just do that on like a Word doc?
Yeah, I am. And how our example that we got in class, is, let's see, it's got library of examples over here.
Okay.
Task 1. So this is the same text box 1.1. This is the exact example she gave us. This is how it's set up. It's got question A, B, and C that corresponds with A, B, and C guiding prompts.
Do you have Moodle pulled up by any chance?
I can pull it up really quick.
Cause go to our page for this, because there's like so many different things that you have to submit, and I was like, for the guiding prompts, do we connect that with our chart, or is there a specific spot for it, you know?
The contextual factors chart, which Abby was just talking about, that goes in the second one. And then if you download that Word document, that is the that has the guiding prompts and everything. Then it has like a text box for you to input your information. And so I'm assuming that part goes into the task 1, step 1, upload knowledge of students.
Yeah, this right here is exactly the page I was just showing you. It's exactly this. Not this, sorry. This is exactly this. She just copied and pasted it from that.
Okay.
It's exactly that. So yeah, I would just, if she provided this, so I would just type, I'm gonna copy and paste this one into this.
All right, so it's gonna be on one document.
Right. So on Moodle, so this right here is gonna be like the main one. Like this is gonna be your written part.
Yeah.
And then this is gonna be the first chart. This is gonna be your communication with the parents. And I'll show you that in a minute. And this is gonna be your student interest inventory. She doesn't have a place for the second text box. So I'm assuming that it'll just be in with that other one. Let's see if it's up here. Yeah.
She'll do it later in the week.
No,
month.
let's see. So this one is the contextual factors, that's the demographics. Yeah, so I guess it's not. Oh, this is resources. Yeah. So this is the resources one. So this is the second chart that it's talking about. It's this chart.
So it's all compiled into one.
Yeah, it's all compiled into one document. And so this is the second chart, which is going to be, it's going to correspond to this, step 2, resources and procedures. So the same thing, you're going to put the text box in and answer the questions based on A and B.
Okay.
And make sure that your responses aren't like the example she gave us was, it's got 2. It's got one that met and exceeded the standard, and then the other one did not meet / partially met, and it was like they rambled. It wasn't like it was specific question and answer. Like, don't put a whole lot of fluff into it to make it like really long.
Right.
Yeah. So those are the 2 charts.
Have you uploaded anything yet?
No.
Okay.
And I asked her today if there was like a specific due date that she had set in mind, and she said that she would work with us like whenever we got it done, because we'd had so many like weather issues and everything. She said not to feel like stressed about it, just to, like continue to work on it, and she would help us.
Okay.
Also, y'all did get the email about class being on the 16th, not the 23rd, right?
Yes.
But we still have it on the 23rd?
No.
No, I think she just moved the date, but everything like is still.
Yeah, it's still due then, but it's not. We're just having the class on the 16th.
Okay. Yeah, I was confused with that.
Yeah, me too. So I had to go talk to her.
Due on the 23rd.
Yeah, it's on the 16th, not the 23rd. But if you don't get it in by the 23rd, I don't really see.
Yeah.
Her doing much, So this second chart. What?
She hasn't even graded the first one, so.
Oh yeah, no, I would not worry about it. So the next one is the resources and stuff. So like I said, within the community, so like in Pikeville, there's a fire department, we have a library, there's a police department. The school nurse program is a part of the community. I know it seems like it should be school, but there is like a program within the community about school nurses and stuff. Mm-hmm. The building / district policy. So that was back when you go to the Wayne County Public Schools website. I'm assuming, Morgan, there's a website for Rutherford County Schools.
Right.
Let's see, Rutherford County Schools. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Let's see. We got any policies? Well, there's a lot on here. So like, yeah, like the departments and stuff like that, school nutrition, all that kind of thing. Those are all part of the policies and of the support. Yeah. So there's a bunch on that. That website's really nice. So yeah, that's basically, this one is just like what kind of resources are available to you as a teacher and to your students. The support staff, that's specific to your school. So, I mean, like if there's, a guidance counselor, school nurse, there's a child nutritionist, that kind of thing. This is within your classroom. The instructional materials. So all of these are in the classroom that I'm observing in. This curricular program, same thing. That is a part of, I've got some in there that's from the school and from just the classroom. This instructional technology, if I'm going too fast, tell me to slow down.
No, you're fine.
Instructional technology, obviously there's not a computer lab in the classroom, but there's this available for the students to work with. Access to recorded student data. I couldn't find any much else other than just these 2. I'm sure there are more, but I couldn't find any, so that's what we're gonna get. And so the other is just anything else that didn't fit into a category that you want to let them know.
How long has this taken you to do?
I've just done like a little bit, like each day, like 1 or 2. Not long. Once you get going, like you find a whole bunch of information like on the school's website and that kind of thing, and it's just a matter of like copy and pasting. Like it's not
Like it's just fill in the blank.
yeah, it's not like you have to do much like analysis on it.
Have
But
you
it-
done those questions yet?
What question?
Not the questions, the
The
guiding.
prompt? No,
Yeah.
I haven't started that yet.
So,
Huh?
we like bullet for those, like we have to go in depth, but not too far in depth.
For what?
The guiding prompts like A, B, and C.
Yeah, I'm doing it exactly like the example she gave us because so I'm gonna put A, but be careful because the guiding prompts, it's not just where are they? It's back to the first one. Choose your chosen community factor. So like that's going back to the first one. So I would probably choose, I don't know. I'll have to look at it. Identify and describe one possible instructional strategy and one activity. So you're going to have to describe like an instructional strategy to help those students because of that factor, and then one activity that you would use in the classroom.
Okay.
So it's not just like bulleting it again, it's choosing one and then going into depth about that one.
Right.
And the same thing for you have to do one for your community, your district, and then your school.
All right. It's
So these 3 are
not that bad.
no, these are basically all 3 the same thing, but one's about your community, one's about your school, your district, and one's about your school.
Right.
So it just kind of gets, more specific.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the second chart. The communication with your, that's the resource chart. One thing that I honestly don't know is because text box 1.12 is not on this part, the very beginning. It's not on this artifact. There's not a specific chart that's 1.12. So I'm pretty sure that it's just half of the first chart. So you see where it ends right here with classroom demographics.
Mm-hmm.
I assume this is where you start with the second.
So you would do classroom demographics and then down.
Yeah.
And that's
Because it asks about classroom demographics and knowledge of students, and that's what those 2 charts are.
You just copy and paste that into there.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And if